Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of April 14th. You start with this dog card, and you also have this wild card and this man card. So this deck is the Gilded Lenormand, and it has some wild cards in it. I don't use the wild cards, but the dog and man can represent a loyal person coming in for you. So if you're looking for love, there definitely could be a person who is very loyal. You do have the devil, but we'll look into it. This could also just represent being loyal to something that you love. So with the sun can represent enjoyment, doing things that you love, bringing more love into your life. And so that seems like it would be a good thing for you to be doing at this time, like just being loyal to the things that you love to do or that you want to do. And, I think that having fun is a big part of being a Sagittarius. You are the sign of fun. So I definitely think that doing more of that, and look at this reading. You have the 10 of Cups, you have the Wheel of Fortune, the 6 of Cups. These are all cards of like joy and happiness and doing things that are fun. So I think that could be a good thing for you to do this week, is carve out a little time for fun. You have the Sun, the King of Cups, and the Devil. Now, it could just be a Capricorn that you're attracting into your life with that Devil, because obviously this is a very positive reading, Sagittarius. Very good cards, but we have the Queen of Pentacles, we have the King of Pentacles here. So, again, I wouldn't really worry too much about that Devil. We'll clarify, we'll see what comes up. You have the Sun, the King of Cups, and the Devil. The Sun is, of course, a card of love, joy, peace, happiness, good energy. The Sun makes the whole entire reading more positive as well. I'm not really getting too much on the Sun, as far as advice is concerned. I just feel that you should be focusing on happiness and like doing more things that bring more joy into your life and, all those other things that we said. So, that's really all I'm getting on that card. You have the King of Cups. The King of Cups definitely could be a person coming in for you. They could be like a mixture of the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles. I'm kind of like leaning towards Earth in this reading, just based off of everything that's showing up here. So it definitely could be like an Earth sign, or it could be a person who like has a lot of Earth in their chart. But they could also be very connected to their emotions with the King of Cups. I always say that the King of Cups can be a person who has very deep feelings. They have very deep emotions. The King of Cups is sitting in the middle of the ocean. And the whole point of the King of Cups is that he has explored his emotions to a very deep level, and now he's able to like make better decisions or, move in better directions in his life because of his decision-making skills. So a lot of you could be in this place. The King of Cups is also sitting in these choppy waters, and you also have the 6 of Swords over here. So the 6 of Swords is about moving on to calmer shores, moving away from choppy waters. The whole point of the choppy waters on the King of Cups is that he doesn't care. He's not worried about what is going on around him. Now, you have another card here that also represents this, the Queen of Pentacles. So you kind of have like two cards. Like, I'm not talking about love here. I'm talking about everything in your life. Like, he is choosing what to focus on. The Queen of Pentacles, same thing. We'll talk about her in a minute. But, I feel that this week, that making sure that, make sure that you focus on the right things. Make sure that you are focusing on like positivity, good feelings, good things, all that. I think that would be best for you. You have the Devil. I think everybody should be careful of toxic energy right now. I will say, your reading looks good, but, pretty much everyone this week had something like weird, like toxic, popping up in their readings. So even though I don't necessarily think this is bad for you here, Sag, I would just still pay attention. Like, a reading can say something, like a person's coming in for you, but, the reading can say it's good. But at the same time, if they're not good, pay attention. Just because a reading says that, a person's a good person for you, doesn't mean that you should just, take that as gospel, right? So if someone seems toxic, they probably are. If they seem like an energy vampire, they probably are. And I would just pay attention to that energy with the Devil. Now, I kind of just feel that some of you are just attracting a Capricorn, or, someone who might have Capricorn in their chart. A lot of Earth energy here. It could be Taurus or a Capricorn, because you have a lot of Taurus here as well. Wheel of Fortune, the Devil, the King of Pentacles as well. But let's see what comes up. With the Sun, you have the 3 of Pentacles. this would represent focusing on teamwork, and we have the Three of Pentacles at the end. So Three of Pentacles says teamwork makes the dream work, of course. And, if you're attracting love, this could be making sure that a person that you're attracting, works on a team. I also do feel, I've been saying this to you for weeks, Sagittarius, that it is time for you to put your skills on display. He is getting recognition for the work that he has done on the Sun card, and there could be some good recognition for the work that you've done. With the King of Cups, you have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles can represent holding on too tightly to the past, but I kind of get more of like maybe a boring energy here. Is this bad? I would say no, but it's like sometimes you can attract a person and maybe at first you feel that they're a little bit boring. And here's what I mean, Sagittarius, is like, maybe you feel like this person won't be adventurous, or, maybe you feel like they are, maybe they have like a, like a strict routine in their life, and maybe it just seems a little bit boring to you, but at the same time, like sometimes boring can be good. So, what I'm trying to say is it might be worth it to give this person a chance. You don't have to like overcommit or anything, but, just giving it a chance might be worth it. With the Devil, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction, and, he's looking at what he has grown so far in his life, and he is saying, like, what's worth it, what's not worth it. Now, with the Devil can represent toxic habits, but, the Devil is Saturn, it's discipline. And really, technically, the Devil is Saturn in Capricorn is what the Devil represents. So, we have to look at our habits. I would look at all your habits and look at the ones that are worth it and not worth it, and double down on the good stuff, obviously, and get rid of the habits that are slowing you down. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Romance and Sweetness card and this triangle. It says choices and indecision. You could have a choice between two people as well, I suppose, but there definitely is romance showing up in this reading for sure. And again, it could be a choice between someone who's like maybe a little bit more boring and but stable, right? Four of Pentacles with that King of Cups could be like boring but stable. And we'll look at what this King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles could be. You have the Six of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. The Six of Cups can represent like a childlike energy. Now, a lot of people read the Six of Cups as an ex coming back. I don't. I don't even know where that comes from, because the Six of Cups can represent innocence and nostalgia. It can represent thinking about the past, but it doesn't necessarily represent a person coming back from the past. And if anything, with the Devil and the Seven of Pentacles, I would not go back to the past for sure with those cards. But I feel that this could be something that's like more playful, something that's like more fun, more enjoyable coming in for you. So if you are looking for love, this could be something that's like a little bit more of a playful type connection that's coming in. The other thing about the Six of Pentacles is sometimes, not always, I actually very, very rarely say this, but this girl here, it kind of looks like she has an oven mitt on, like her hand here, this glove or this mitten or whatever it is. And sometimes I feel with the Six of Cups that we could almost be trying to be too careful with something, and I do feel that with the Six of Cups. Like if you're working on something, but I feel like this is like work related because of that. You have the Three of Pentacles twice here, that it's saying you should be taking like bigger risks in how you put yourself out there. Sun, getting attention. So in the Three of Pentacles is a card of quality work or getting attention as well. And so whatever, anything, if you want attention on your work to, potentially get a raise or a promotion, or, if you're working on a business or whatever, I feel like this is saying, it is like safe for you to take bigger risks in how you get attention. And I would definitely, it's popping into my head. It's just something I would think about with that Six of Cups. You have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, of course, are divine counterparts. So if you're looking for love, could be a divine counterpart. King of Pentacles can also be a little bit boring, but the King of Pentacles is probably more exciting than King of Cups, Four of Pentacles. So, this person could be more exciting. King of Pentacles is also about long-term wealth. I do think that a major theme for Sagittarius is going to be building security in their lives over the next several years, especially with Neptune and Aries. You're a fire sign, so the fire signs are going to be affected by Neptune and Aries like a little bit more than everybody else. So King of Pentacles is all about like long-term wealth. He doesn't just build something that is only lasts for like a year. He builds something that could potentially last for the rest of his life. So if you are working on like a career, business, or whatever, the King of Pentacles can represent focusing on permanence. He is a card of permanence, like something that lasts forever. So that's what I would focus on with that card. You have the Queen of Pentacles, which could be you being resourceful at this time. Of course, could be a lover or whatever, but the Queen of Pentacles is a card of resourcefulness. And like I was saying, she is focusing on this pentacle. She's not focusing on this rabbit right here. And so the rabbit can represent fertility and abundance, but the rabbit can also represent fears and anxiety. And so the whole point is that she's focusing on what she has. She's not focusing on what she doesn't have. And I feel that that would definitely be a good thing for you because you have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is your card, Sagittarius, or one of your cards, I should say. But the thing about the Wheel of Fortune is that the wheel can spin in whatever direction it wants. So if you are focusing on what you don't have, then the wheel is going to spin backwards. If you focus on what you do have, and if you focus on what you can do in your life, then the wheel will spin forwards. And you want the wheel to spin forwards. With the Six of Cups, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So definitely a change in your fortunes. You've been getting this with me. I'm pretty sure you've been getting these cards of like luck and a change in your fortunes. Kind of makes sense because, again, Jupiter will be leaving your opposite sign, Gemini, in June. And you definitely could notice that things maybe start to really improve as we get closer to June. But they should be progressively improving between now and then, if that makes sense. The thing about Jupiter that I have found, at least in my life, is like we don't get the rewards until after it leaves whatever sign it's in. So, again, this could be one of those things that you're starting to notice now that, maybe things are turning in your favor a little bit more. And if they're not, then I would focus on the Queen of Pentacles. Make sure that you are focusing in the right direction. The Wheel of Fortune also says we have to face our challenges head on. The wheel spins backwards if we are having negative thoughts, right? But also, we can live in the center of the wheel. This is where we want to be, right in the middle. When we're in the middle, the wheels, there are actually 3 wheels on the Wheel of Fortune, but when we live in the middle, they all spin around us. So we can see the bad things when they're coming, we can see the good things as they're coming, and we can act accordingly. When challenges come up, you don't run away from them, you take care of them right away. When good things happen, you double down on the good things. And if you do that, then the wheel will spin in your favor. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Swords. This is kind of like an obvious option, is what's popping into my head. Like, part of me is wondering if some of you are like dealing with a person that you're like kind of interested in, but not really. And then the King of Pentacles could be like a new person who comes along where you're like, yep, this one. Just seems to me like this is a very fast decision or a very fast choice that's coming in for you. It's like maybe you've been dating, or maybe you've met a person who just isn't doing it for you. And I feel like this could be a new person who's like rushing in at this time that is just a better choice. So I don't know. That's pretty obvious to me. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Cups, of course, to throw a wrench in the works because we have divine counterparts here and here. So the Queen of Cups says, trust your heart. I think this is very obvious. Like, I wouldn't second guess it is what I'm getting. The funny thing is normally I don't really like the Knight of Swords because he's rushing. He's moving too quickly. But in this situation, I don't know. I just feel like this is one of those things where I feel like the King of Cups, you date a person sometimes and you're just like on the fence and you're just kind of like, do I really want to spend time with this person or not? It's like you're not sure of it. It's like I think that when you meet the if you meet this King of Pentacles or Queen of Pentacles, whatever gender you want, I feel it'll be just like very obvious, very clear. And so I do feel it's saying, make the right choice. Follow your heart with the Queen of Cups. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Manifest card and this Ponder card. The Ponder card is about thinking about your situation. I love this card because it's like the same color and it kind of looks like my logo. So I love this deck. But the Ponder card is kind of like, thinking. And you have the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is all about curiosity. We are definitely in a time of curiosity where we, for like 20 years with Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto and Aquarius can represent a lot of different things, but I think one of the themes that we will all be experiencing is that we could just have random ideas or random curiosities, and we should explore those curiosities. Some of them will go nowhere. Some of them will take us places we've never been before, but we have to be willing to be curious to get there. The manifest card, we are in a time of heightened manifestation, so, anything you want, I would be practicing manifestation. You have the Page of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, and the Ten of Cups. The Page of Swords, of course, can be curiosity, as we already said, and tapping into your curiosity, using it to your advantage. I would be following your curiosity. I also feel that some of you could already be looking at a new person. So, for those of you that want love, this could be a person you already have your eye on. Like, I feel like this moves very, very quickly here, Sag. And so, I don't know. It's like one of those things where it's like sometimes I talk about things that I think are just going to happen anyway, and it's like, is it worth talking about? I don't know. It's like something that you're just going to do, I don't know how to describe that energy, but there you go. You have the Wheel of Fortune, of course, your card, which comes up twice. Whenever you show up as yourself in a reading, it kind of puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading. One thing I would say is that we have this snake over here, and the snake on the Wheel of Fortune, it represents vibrations. It's like a squiggly snake on this card, and so it can represent using your powers of manifestation. Snakes are also guardians of portals, and so snakes represent fears, and to cross through the portal, we have to face a fear. And so if there's something you want in your life, probably having to do with attention, with the Three of Pentacles, then, you might have to take some sort of risk, like I already said, to get the attention you want. Or, maybe you need to speak louder about the things that you're working on, especially in work or business, because that's what will get you the attention, plain and simple. You have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is happy home, happy family. So if you want to have a family, you could be meeting a person that you'll have a family with. Ten of Cups is also fortune after difficulty. And I definitely feel you've been going through a difficult period of time for years. So, the Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Cups, it's really saying, you're in a time of a change in your fortunes. Now, people love to tell me, my life is miserable. My grandma just got run over, by a bus, and, my neighbor's cat died, and, all this other stuff. I'm like, I never said your life was going to be freaking perfect. And yes, you have to put the work in. Sorry to tell you that. Trust me, I would probably get millions of views if I sat here every single week and told people oh yeah, there's just this easy button. You hit it, your life is going to be magically easy. But that's not how life works. So yes, you're going to have to put in the work, believe it or not. I know it hurts. No one's told you that before. Santa Claus isn't real either. So I just crushed 2 of your dreams. But what I would say here is that the Ten of Cups is about focusing on things that make you happy. They are standing in the real world. They still have to deal with all the problems of the real world, but they are choosing what they focus on. The Wheel of Fortune, again, is about choosing a direction. So a reading can be very good, but, I always say tarot isn't good or bad. It is what you make of it. It's like you either do the work and work with the energy or you don't. So, this is about focus for you, and there's definitely work to be done. Three of Pentacles. We have 2 cards, apparently. You have, with the Page of Swords, you have the Lovers, and you have the Five of Swords. Funny that I said you might be leaving someone in the dust here and picking another person, because you have that Five of Swords. But, that's definitely what could be going on here. It's it just gives me that feeling with the 2 Kings. And the Four of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, it's on paper, maybe this is the weirder part about this, Sagittarius. If you are dating a person right now that you're kind of about, it's on paper, maybe they're right, but in reality, they're wrong. And so I feel for a lot of you, there's a change up in love. The other way this could manifest is it's maybe you've had a type for a very long period of time, and it's maybe you don't have a person right now, but you're discovering a new type as well. You can't make this up as well. With the Wheel of Fortune, 6 of Cups twice right here. So basically the same combination right here. This could represent a return to childhood. The Wheel of Fortune can definitely be returning to something. And the 6 of Cups, can represent your childlike energy or playfulness. So a lot of you probably need to invite more playfulness into your life. With the Ten of Cups, you have the Hierophant, marriage. So again, if you're meeting a person or finding a new person, definitely could lead to marriage in the future. It doesn't have to. The Hierophant can just be a commitment that you're making. The other thing is, there's actually a lot of learning going on in this reading. The Wheel of Fortune, sorry, I'm choking now. All 4 of these signs that are on the Wheel of Fortune, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo, they have these books in their hands. So it can represent learning. And the Hierophant is the teacher. So, sorry, that was not in reverse. The Hierophant could be like the universe is teaching you things right now, and those lessons you're learning are kind of like initiating you into something. So you could be learning a lot. Next, in the good stuff, you have this adjustments are required and this meditate and contemplate card. Yeah, we're all making adjustments after all the retrogrades that we've been through. So any changes or adjustments that you need to make, I would just, make those changes, make those adjustments, and things will be fine. It's also a great time to meditate and contemplate. So, I think anything you can do to, kind of plan your future and all that other good stuff would be good. You have the Three of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, and the Lovers. Three of Pentacles can say teamwork makes the dream work, but really I feel, Sagittarius, that based off your past couple readings, I feel like the Three of Pentacles is saying that you could be getting recognition for the work that you're doing. Three of Pentacles is a great card for recognition for the work that you do. It just basically says you're getting attention for your work, and I think that could be good. You have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords, of course, is moving on to calmer shores, so there could be a lot of improvements coming in for you at this time. Like I said, I feel for years you've been going through choppy waters, and now you're heading to the other side. Now, one thing I will say with the Six of Swords is that sometimes it feels like we're going back to the drawing board. So sometimes Six of Swords can feel like we're starting over. But number one, it's coming up in the good stuff. Number two, you're not. You're starting from a place of knowledge and wisdom. This woman and the child in the boat, they have nothing on them but the clothing on their back. But they do have these swords in the front of the boat. And the swords represent, the lessons, the knowledge, the wisdom, everything they've learned from their past. So even though they're basically starting over, they're not. They're starting from a place of knowledge and wisdom. And I don't know, it's popping into my head as important for you, Sag. You have the Lovers. Of course, you have the Lovers twice. Could be love coming in for you. There's not much to add to that. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Five of Wands. I feel you need to face competition. This is coming up in the good stuff, but Five of Wands can be conflict and competition. But with the Three of Pentacles, this could say that you are going to stand out above the competition. So, if you're worried in work, like, oh, if I try to get this raise or promotion, someone else will get it, I would say, no, you have the opportunity to kind of like put your work on display and stand out. Same thing if you have a job or a career or a business that involves like attention, this would say that, no, you've learned and you will be able to stand out above the competition. With the Six of Swords, you have the Page of Cups. I mean, again, new love. Could be an admirer. This guy, I think this is a person that, like I said, that kind of comes rushing into your life pretty quickly. So, there you go. It could be after a change with the Six of Swords. So if you're making a change in your life or if you're moving on to calmer shores, that could be where this is coming from. With the Lovers, you have the High Priestess. Yeah, trust your intuition. I basically said trust your heart with the Queen of Cups because it's like your heart, I think it'll be very obvious, especially if you're making a choice between two people. I think it'll just be, you will just know. So trust your inner knowingness with that High Priestess energy. The High Priestess also represents, kind of your intuition in general. And we are in a very intuitive time. So I would be listening to your intuition in general. You have this July card and this Wishbone card. It says a wish granted. Yes, definitely could be a wish granted by July. Again, Jupiter will have changed signs by July. So whatever you're wishing for could be coming in for you between now and the month of July. You have this candle. It says you will be shown the way. Remember what I was saying about something being obvious? This doesn't have to be love. You have the sun, and the sun is like a spotlight in a reading. It's kind of like your attention. If you really think about it, at certain times in your life, your attention is maybe on one thing more than everything else going on in your life. So, with these cards, I think our intuition, I think our higher self, the universe, whatever you want to call it, uses our attention to push us in a direction. And so I would be paying attention to your attention here. You have this finger. It says, warning you of a problem either now or in the future. Wheel of Fortune. With the Wheel of Fortune, it's pretty straightforward. We have to pay attention to problems. Life is full of problems. So we have to make sure that we take care of them very quickly. And I feel like that's what this card is saying. You have this tulip card. It says great passion on it. Yeah, definitely could be a very passionate time for you, or there could be more passions coming in for you at this time. Also could be a very passionate connection that's coming in for you. And finally, you have the scales card. It says keep your life in balance. Yes, make sure you are balancing out everything. Your happiness, your joy, your peace, pretty much everything you can possibly think of is what I'd be balancing out with that scales card. But this looks very good, Sag, so thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.